morning and welcome to Farm Factor on Ag AM in Kansas. My name is Conrad Kabus. As consumers build up their use on technology and utilities, producers and manufacturers have to raise their output on coal and other energies to meet their need. Coal and fossil fuel resources won't last forever though, and producers and companies are now shifting over to renewable energy. Today is the first day of a three-part series on energy, so stay tuned.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers. This segment is brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
Welcome back to Farm Factor on Ag AM in Kansas. As you know, our state is pretty windy, and today's episode is how we utilize that wind through turbines, windmills, and so on. As our avid viewers know, I recently attended the State Fair. This year, the State Fair hosted the first annual Kansas Energy Expo. This expo was set up for consumers to learn about renewable energy already implemented into society. We caught up with environmental science secondary teacher Dan Whistler, who described his methods of teaching youth and consumers about wind energy.
One of the benefits, and it's kind of an all of the above in terms of electrical generation. We still need coal, we still need natural gas, all of those things. But using wind gives us more flexibility, and it's also a lot of ranchers and farmers are now seeing the benefits of solar. So like I say, from a standpoint of electrical generation, it's kind of like having diversity in a species or in an ecosystem. Energy diversity is good as well.
It's crucial to decrease our use of coal in the United States. Our country seems to be ahead in the decreased use of coal as an energy source, but other countries are consuming massive amounts of energy from fossil fuels and coals, and it's growing. Coal power causes massive amounts of environmental impacts on society, one of which is air pollution. In fact, the top source of carbon dioxide emissions in the United States is coal power, which is a leading cause to global warming. Burning coal is also a leading cause of smog, acid rain, and toxic air pollution. Some emissions can be significantly reduced through readily available pollution controls, but most U.S. coal plants have not installed these technologies. An alternative to this is wind energy, and why programs and companies are trying to turn to a cleaner energy.
Yeah, I'm helping with the renewable energy sector. We do a lot of the wind turbines, the data analysis, scientific method testing. It's curriculums grade 4 to 12 through the KidWind project.
Now, it's impossible to think that we will get rid of coal production, even in the next 30 years. But wind energy that produces electricity gives us more options for farmers and consumers to work with. It seems Kansas producers will have a wide spectrum of energy mediums to use in the future, and it's all about trying to use a combination that is the most efficient but helps the environment as well. After the break, we travel from Hutchinson to Topeka, where we explore a more company-based event called the Kansas Energy Conference, where we'll learn more about how farmers and consumers can utilize wind energy in their daily lives. Stay tuned.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about tallgrass commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie Rodina.
And I'm Dawn Dawson with the Better Horses Radio Show.
For over 9 years, we've been bringing the Better Horses Radio Show to markets all across the Midwest. We talk about God, lots about horses.
We talk about cows, we talk about horse health, we talk to top trainers, and we even talk about Roy Rogers.
We are having a blast with Better Horses Radio Show and would love to take it to a market near you.
So visit our website at betterhorsesradio.com and let us or your local radio station know you'd like to hear it in your area.
The Better Horses Radio Show is unbelievable.
Turn to a Central National Bank Ag Professional. You'll be in good company. They'll help you track expense lines, manage variable input costs, assess ground agreements, pick a crop protection plan. These times demand Ag Professionals. Central National Bank. You could profit from what they know. Ag operations run better on Central Time.
Central National Bank, money for life.
Member FDIC in your hometown since 1884.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
This segment is brought to you by Central National Bank. Put our ag professionals to work for you.
Good morning and welcome back to Farm Factor on Ag AM in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. We recently caught up with several companies and producers at the Kansas Energy Conference. The conference ran for 2 days in Topeka at the Kansas Expo Center and Plaza Hotel.
So this is our annual Kansas Energy Conference. It's been going on for probably about 15 years. Started out as just a wind energy conference, and then we added biofuels, biomass, we added solar. So we've kind of expanded it over the years to talk about a lot of different kinds of renewable energy. We talk about energy efficiency. We've now started looking at water use as well. So it's really broadened, and then we've brought in natural gas and how that integrates with renewable energy.
As you can see, this conference is very diverse, with many companies showing off their renewable energy milestones. However, even with that wide variety of renewable energy available, consumers still use a wide range of electrical and gas products. Renewable energy will help that cause, but energy conservation and efficiency will help more.
Well, energy efficiency is one of the most effective ways to deal with that, with energy savings. And people look at renewable energy and it's interesting and it's cool, but just looking at ways to reduce the amount of energy you use is the most cost-effective way to do it, and that's where you get your biggest return. So it's kind of a combination of looking at people's behavior, looking at new technology that helps reduce energy, and then looking at how you use energy with some of the newer things, like for example, maybe use solar to power electric vehicle charging stations, so that you're kind of combining a couple of different technologies to help reduce energy use.
Energy efficiency and combining renewable energy sources seems to be the 1-2 punch that really helps our massive energy consumption. Today's show is all about wind, and one of those efficient energy mediums can be found in wind energy.
Couple different things. We look at commercial wind, which is a really big and important economic sector for Kansas. So we have almost 3,000 megawatts of wind energy operating in the state right now, and that represents billions of dollars of investment and a lot of job creation. So that's why the Department of Commerce is interested in that industry. It also has brought manufacturing jobs to the state, so that's really important. We also look today at kind of small wind, distributed generation, community wind, where landowners have a piece of the wind farm and are seeing some of the profits from it, so it's a little bit different model. And then we looked at KU's Jayhawk Industries, and that was a team that competed in the National Wind Collegiate Competition that the American Wind Energy Association put on earlier this year, and they came in first in 2 categories and second overall. So we had them talk about the technology they developed and then the business plan and the marketing pitch that they used for that.
Tallgrass Commodities offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about Tallgrass Commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484.
Now another gardening tip with Annette Jackson.
Fall is a great time to plant trees, shrubs, and perennials. Root development this fall means more growth with less watering next year. For faster root growth, always use Fertilome Root Stimulator. It is the only stimulator which contains IBA rooting hormone. Use Fertilome tree and shrub food after the plant has been planted for a month.
Save 25% now on Jackson's homegrown hardy perennials. Let Jackson's friendly staff help you select the best plants for your landscape.
Hey there folks, Dr. Dan from K-State. Are you BQA certified? Well, if you're involved with the beef industry and you're not BQA certified, you should be. And today, you can do it free online from the comfort of your computer or mobile device. Go to the website listed below, bivi-bqa.com. Sponsored by Boehringer Ingelheim Vet Medica and the Beef Quality Assurance Program at the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Today through October 31st is your time to get BQA certified.
Innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
This segment is brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Good morning and welcome back to Farm Factor on Ag AM in Kansas. My name is Conrad Kabus. Today's episode is all about wind energy, and that's exactly what Jayhawk Industries specializes in. A team of students from the University of Kansas School of Engineering claimed second prize in a national wind power competition. It was one of the 10 teams from the universities around the country to compete.
We were established more or less as a class project. It was a capstone project. The class in general, what our professor does is he prefers us to organize ourselves as a company. So he was able to do a grant-based project for us where we were able to accept award money more or less to fund this project. So that would include the manufacturing cost and so on and so forth, materials. And so what happened was for those of us who were actually quite passionate about the wind energy, the competition itself, we were able to continue it into the next semester to actually compete in Las Vegas with the AWEA, AWEA competition.
Jayhawk Industries believes that there is a misconception for producers when they hear the word energy or energy consumption, but these students want to do a 180 with that interaction.
I believe it's more of just a misconception of where your energy comes from. A lot of folks believe that energy is a dirty type of word we get from coal plants, so on and so forth. What our project was trying to do was introduce more of a cleaner energy, change the consumer mindset of this energy consumption. So therefore, if we were able to provide with a cleaner alternative that was a little bit more scalable for more consumer needs, cell phones, computers, small refrigerators, so on and so forth, then we might be able to open up a new market.
The team lives on the slogan, "We are Kansas, we know wind." But other states are not so blessed with that gushing renewable resource. Another goal of the team is to engineer a way to spread wind energy collected in Kansas to other states.
So what we see is it is a very great, clean, renewable resource. We have one of the best areas in this area with being such a very high class of wind in general. We can be able to provide so much more energy to local states. What we're trying to look into more is how to take wind energy from such windy states as Kansas and provide it to California and so on and so forth and spread it across the United States as a whole.
Katie comes from a natural gas family and hopes that wind energy will take off in our state, as well as other mediums of energy.
I would hope so. I actually come from a natural gas family. My dad he works for a natural gas utility company, and he always harps on it's the best new energy. I don't see it that way. I see it more as a source that will run low at some point. I'd like to provide follow generations with ideas and concepts to where it is renewable. The natural gas, yes, we have it now, but we're not always going to have it. The wind, we always will. So I see wind energy as an up-and-coming type of energy consumption and product for consumers that I believe that more people should be considering nowadays.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more.
Hey folks, Dr. Dan from Doc Talk. If you miss us on Monday morning, you can join us at 6:30 a.m. every Sunday morning on RFD TV. Doc Talk has a national following. We're sure glad that you joined us on Mondays, but if you miss us and you want to catch us out on a Sunday morning, get up at 6:30 a.m. and we'll be right there, RFD TV, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll see you down the road.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Tar Waters has what you need for all seasons for around the farm and home. Working, hunting, growing, feeding, snow removal, even fun for the kids. And a service department with experienced techs to help keep your equipment in top running condition. Tar Waters has a huge selection and the best prices. Tar Water Farm and Home, family owned and operated since 1978. They have what you need.
Buying a car shouldn't be this hard. And at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, it isn't. It's actually awesome. Whether you want a new or used car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. Even if you want to custom order a new car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. See Toby's team at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're awesome.
Ag AM in Kansas is brought to you in part by SureCrop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
Good morning and welcome back to Farm Factor. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. Westar Energy brings Kansas its electricity, and their company is developing a new and exciting way to harness wind energy. Westar tries to be a friendly neighbor and help producers and consumers as much as possible.
Well, I think initially when we look at a project, if we decide to own it, we're out there talking with the landowners early on in the process. And we want to work with them to be good neighbors, so to help them to know better about their farming practices so we don't interfere or interfere as little as possible, and just be a good neighbor for them. And if we look at the developers, if they're having a wind project that they would like to sell to us, that they've also engaged the local farmers to make sure they're not impacting them any more than necessary.
Westar tries to educate students and consumers about wind energy. The reason wind energy isn't widely used now is because of some drawbacks to the system, but it continues to be one of the most clean energy sources in the state. For that reason, many companies and schools are on board trying to engage students and engineers in finding new ways of harnessing its energy.
We've got some programs with schools where we're teaching our youth about wind energy. It's called Wind Energy for Schools, I think. Actually, it's we're working with K-State on this. We've installed small wind generators at a number of different schools across the state. Gives students kind of an idea of how wind energy works and when it doesn't work, so that it's not a continual source of energy. There's some drawbacks to it, but there's also some positives. And that's what we try to explain not only to households, but to every customer, is having a broad range of energy sources is important, because there's no silver bullet anymore. We have to have all of the above.
For consumers, the most important thing is to watch their consumption of electricity, whether it be unplugging the charger from your phone after it's charged, or even getting rid of incandescent light bulbs and switching to LED. It can be even as simple as turning off the light when you leave the house. Simple tactics like this have shown to make major impacts on the grid overall.
Definitely people will use more electricity, but I think also they'll be more efficient with its use.
Tallgrass Commodities offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about Tallgrass Commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484.
The Kansas State University College of Veterinary Medicine is a leader in food animal research and education. Our researchers are constantly expanding the knowledge of animal health and food safety. Through the Veterinary Health Center and the Kansas State Veterinary Diagnostic Lab, we provide practical services for animal producers. Home of the Beef Cattle Institute, the college is committed to animal welfare training and research. The Kansas State University College of Veterinary Medicine, knowledge and service for the future of animal production.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
This is the fast track to more jobs and America's energy independence. Advanced performance is here, now. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
This segment is brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook, or visit us online at sftmeats.com.
Brent Orr is the founder of Cornerstone Energy Development and recently opened wind farms in Kansas for producers and landowners to utilize. Brent is a native Kansan and wanted to open up a wind farm near his home.
Well, I'm born and raised in western Kansas. Grew up farming, ranching in Fowler, Kansas. My family still farms, ranches there. So I went back to where I grew up to see if a project made sense. But we went at that by doing our research on where the best wind resources are, where they exist, and then screened all those good wind resource sites by where we feel like there's going to be available transmission, and then pursued doing projects in those locations. We've got two large projects under development in western Kansas, one in southern Trigo, northern Ness counties, and we have about 65,000 acres under easement there. We've got another project in Meade County, Kansas, which is where I grew up. We've got about 70,000 acres under easement there. So we've got about 135,000 acres under wind easement.
Cornerstone Energy Development recognizes that those areas were hit hard by drought and wants to help Kansas producers as much as possible and provide revenue to farmers.
You know, those areas, it's just been tough in those areas. The drought has hit hard, probably a little harder in southwest Kansas than it has in the Ness Trigo area, but both areas have been hit hard by drought. Farming's been tough the last several years, and anything that can provide an additional source of revenue for those guys is extremely desirable, and they're really excited about it. These two projects have the capacity, that 135,000 acres represents potential of about 1,500 megawatt. That's going to be a challenge to get that much built out and sold and on the grid. Although the grid interconnection, I believe, is available there, or soon will be. Getting that much power sold may require exporting some of that power out of the state of Kansas. But it's revenue that'll be left here. It represents potentially $6 or $7 million annually of revenue to that landowner group in both counties, or all three counties.
There's many companies trying to develop wind energy projects in Kansas. This renewable energy could be very beneficial to the state economy.
Well, there's a lot of companies out there like Cornerstone Transco and Cornerstone Energy Development that are competing to get land and to develop wind farm projects, wind energy projects. They should contact one or many of us and find out who's offering what and what approach we take.
Thank you for watching this episode of Farm Factor on Ag AM in Kansas. For more Farm Factor, or if you want to view this program again, visit us on www.agaminkansas.com, or you can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Again, thank you for watching, and have a good day with good luck.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.